Hello and welcome to Math 105, Week 3. So this week we're going to be looking at Unit 3, Module 3, which looks at different voting methods. And I know we might feel like we're pretty familiar with just the popular vote, but there's other ways that we can use to measure and count and see what people's preferences are than just picking the person with the most votes. And so we're going to learn about the advantages and disadvantages of these different voting methods that we use and on a committee, or some states have adopted different ways of counting people's preferences in local elections. And so we're going to explore that in this week's module. So hopefully that's something different that you haven't seen in other math classes before. And because it's unfamiliar, it might be a little confusing at first, but please ask those questions and I'll help you with as much information as I can provide. This week, we will also see our mastery checkpoints. Mastery checkpoints are the closest thing that we get to a quiz in this class. And I call them a mastery checkpoint because I don't expect you to do perfect on these the first time. I'm wanting to see what you learned so far. And it's just one way for you to communicate what you learned. If you don't do good on this, but you can communicate to me what you learned on the midterm project or some other way down the line, then this will not hurt your grade in the long term. So this class is ungraded, which means that no one assignment is going to hurt your grade forever. You can communicate with me what you've learned and learn from those mistakes and focus on understanding the material versus just the points, always being worried about the points. That's not what I want in my class. Being worried or stressed about points does not produce learning. So that's going to be released on Friday, and you'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to sit down and do that. I do release the solutions after it's posted, so to be fair to everybody, I don't allow mastery checkpoints to be done late, but there are other opportunities down the line for you to demonstrate your mastery. It's just sometimes better if you can get your first attempt done right when it's assigned that first weekend. This checkpoint is on S1 and S2. S1 is all about using proportions and percents to make decisions in problem solving. S2 is about using area and volume calculations to solve real life problems. So definitely look over those first few modules and the skill checkpoint that you took last weekend, and that should help you see where you're at with learning those and kind of prepare you for the problem solving checkpoint applications. Discussion board posts, there's no new discussion board posts this week, so it's a good chance for you to go back and complete any discussion board that you maybe feel like you didn't understand or didn't get time to finish. You can do your reply posts if you didn't do those, so please get caught up on the discussion boards. I'll be giving you feedback on last week's discussion board. I know the lawn project seems like a very challenging project, using problem solving to solve that. There's a lot of different percents and ratios and parts to those calculations done in decision making. I wanted you to kind of organize your thoughts and have some time to chip away at that, and you'll be able to revise that if you didn't do as well as you want to do on that one. But if you're feeling like the feedback I'm giving you online isn't enough, then there are places on campus to get help. First of all, you have Pronto. Pronto is an app that you can put on your phone. It's also an app built into Canvas. You can shoot me messages. It goes right here to my phone, and I get your messages and I try to reply to those as quickly as possible. Sometimes other classmates will reply to you before I get a chance to, but I do post answers on there. We also have a math center, which is really good at getting students successfully through their math classes. They're available on Zoom and on campus 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. So please check their hours. There's a link in the announcement to the math center's website and how to connect to them on Zoom or where to find them on campus. We also have the Learning Center if you need a one-on-one tutor, and you can meet with them on Zoom or in class. I took a Spanish class a few semesters ago, and it was a huge challenge for me. And so I sat and I worked with a tutor every week, and I just made it part of my schedule to work with that tutor because I really want to do well in that class. And I hope you take advantage of those resources. They're free, no cost, and everyone needs some help sometimes. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. Sometimes students are nervous about going to the Math Center, but they're there to help you. We have professors, student tutors, instructional assistants, all there willing to help you. Have a good week. Keep making mistakes. I will definitely help you learn from those mistakes, and keep at it.